Well, the answer to that is a little complex because it happened in several moments. The first was when in maybe 1985 or something, I was the first person from my family to go back to our ancestral village, which is in Bihar, a little away from Patna, and after 2 or 3 generations, and seeing that village and seeing that not a single woman was educated there, that women were grandmothers at the age of 30 plus or something, was a shock to me because it meant that there was just an accident of history which made my great-great-grandfather leave India for Mauritius as an indentured labor, which set my life totally differently. Otherwise, I would have been one of those uneducated, illiterate women in the village. And that was the moment when I decided that there would be a time in my life where I would try to pay back a debt that I had for a very comfortable life that I had led, my father being a diplomat, having lived all over the world. And that was the first time I knew that I had to do something, but do what I really did not know. Later, as life went on and I got married and had children and the children grew up and all that, I always used to be disturbed by the plight of children begging on the roads or children working in dhabas or in restaurants or in other places, because I really felt that every child should be in a school. And the plight of beggar children still disturbs me a lot. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do much for them. But that was a time when I felt that yes, I would like to do something in the field of education for the children, to give all the children the best start that they could get. So I guess that these two things, finding out my village, where if I had stayed there, I would have been an illiterate grandmother in my 30s, and the plight of children put together made this decision of mine of moving out of the box, moving out of the comfort of my family and my home, and doing something for the community at large. The trust was formed basically in the memory of my father, because I wanted to leave a son to my father. My father, I don't have any siblings. I'm an only child and a daughter. And basically I wanted to give continuity to his name, for one. Secondly, I wanted to do something in memory of my parents, because both my father and my mother were the ones who brought me up the way I am, who gave me the values I have, who made sure that the privilege that I had in life would not make me go haywire. And so yes, I wanted to do something in their memory, in the memory of my father. So that's why I decided to create the trust. And the trust was basically to fulfill the dreams and the aspirations of my parents. My father believed in India passionately. My mother was the daughter of a freedom fighter. She believed in India, and my mother was the first one in Meerut to be educated, to go to school, to do her matric, then to go and do a BA in a hostel, and she was and her LLB and her PhD. So it was basically the motivation of my parents, and to concretize what they had taught me and to concretize what I had learned over the years, that I wanted to create a trust in their memory to take all these messages of theirs forward. Well, the first activity, believe it or not, was, I wanted to convince a city like Delhi to stop giving money to beggar children. So my idea was to have nutritional biscuits, which a friend of mine helped me design, and put them in a box, and like a Kleenex box that you have in your car, and every time a child begs, you roll down your window and give the child a biscuit. And the idea was to have them, you could refill them at petrol pumps, and it was a huge project, and it was a huge idea, but my ideas remained in my mind because it did not take off at all. People of Delhi were not maybe prepared for that, or I did not know how to go about it. So then I decided to take those biscuits, because they were very good. 2 of those biscuits gave you all the minerals that you needed, vitamin and minerals that a child needed. And so I decided to take these biscuits to other organizations. So we used to go to other organizations with our biscuits and something called ice cream wash, which was when an ice cream factory changes their flavor. The machines are washed with totally drinkable water, and what comes out is a kind of a milkshake. So we used to carry those chilled milkshakes in igloos and carry our biscuits and go to different organizations. And as in when I used to go to the organizations, I used to see things, and I used to always feel that, oh God, if it was my organization, I wouldn't do it like that. Or if it was my organization, I wouldn't talk to the child this way. And more, the need to, have an organization of my own came out of that, and to have a program of my own. So basically it was this that motivated me to create the trust, basically to take my parents' dreams and aspirations ahead and to do something in them. I mean, it was the friends and all who supported me in the beginning with money. I used to ask for 100 rupees, would give 25 biscuits. Everything was from my own pocket. Yes. Initially, I liquidated most of my inheritance for 3 years. Yes, because people do not give you unless you have ATG, unless you have this. ATG you can't get unless you are 3 years old. How do you do it first? So it was basically, I dipped into my pockets initially, dipped very deeply into my pockets, and then, friends and, school friends and golf club friends and things like that, slowly build a small network. Trust, as you know, has a very long name, Shri Ram Govardhan Charitable Trust, a big mouthful. And everybody would tell me that, you need a name for your work. So, in a tongue-in-cheek manner, I would say why, but the why is not that. The why is basically the project why. The why is basically for all the questions that I asked myself, that needed answers. It can be a question about why is a child begging? Why is a child not in school? It can be a question of why are children dropping out? It can be a question of why are people not getting a good medical facility or what. So it was the project that answers all the whys that come your way. And in this way, it's a project that has grown organically. So the word Project Why really works, because as we encounter a new why, we find a solution and try to address it. And that's how the project was created, bit by bit, organically, with answering different whys.